The time is currently 11:40 p.m. on January 26th, and I turned 23 in 4 days. The last time I made one of these, I was 19, turning 20, and that was 2 years ago. I already made a 2025 recap video, so I have nothing new to show you. And I think it's one of the things that not that many people talk about when they grow up, or in the process of growing up. When I was younger, I thought that growing up meant just getting a good job, working it, and then taking care of yourself, your family, and then calling it a day. But I don't really know what it means to live a proper life at this point. For the past month, I always get weird when it comes time for my birthday. January has always been a month that everything happens for some reason. And this month, for some reason, has been a little bit more different lately. I'm going to talk about something that I don't think a lot of people really talk about openly, per se. And, it's got to do with death. There's no easy way to say it. And it really makes you wonder what it means to live a life. Are you living a life to live, or too scared to die? Or scared to not accomplish all the things that you want to before you die? And when you're at this age, you think that everything is so far away, death is at the end. But with everything that's going on in the world, it's right here. Real talk though, does anyone really deal with death? Does anyone actually understand it? Nobody knows what is after, but does anyone actually come to peace with it? It's a scary thought when you actually think about it. I don't know about you, but I've played DayZ, and in DayZ, when you die, it just says you are dead, and the screen just goes blank. And that is the most real thing that there is. It really makes you question how you want to live life. And I feel like for the past year and a half, I've been so caught up in the small little things that it starts clouding my judgment and what I'm doing, and I care so much about certain things. But then remembering that you're gonna die, think about it. It's just that you one day your eyes will close, or you won't even have time to process it, and that just you'll be gone. And at that moment, tell me, does having enough money in your bank account really matter, or does being diamond or platinum in Rocket League matter, or how many muscle ups can you do, or handstand push-ups can you do? None of that shit matters. Because it's a scary thought, I'm not afraid to admit that I am scared of it, because it's just a scary thought, and I'm giving myself an existential crisis every week thinking about it. But I think about it too much, because I don't know if I'm living life properly, And I think everyone, thinks this, they turn older, and then they think to themselves, how much have I actually accomplished in life? By whatever metric you want, either relationship status, or how much money you made, or what you bought. But I don't know. And then, I ask myself again, what does it mean to live? Am I so scared of dying or not accomplishing enough that I'm living or doing things because of that? Or am I actually doing things because I want to do it? Or is it a little bit of both? I don't know. You look at your own life and you're at this age, and then you think about your parents and grandparents, and my grandparents were 22, 23 at a time. My parents were 23, 22 at a time. What were they thinking at that time? What was in their minds? Did they have the same beliefs or mindset as me? What did they think they were going to do when they got older? And I'm in this position. What am I thinking that I'm going to do? and all that. I think at this point in time, at this age, I think the meaning of life is to have experiences and be in pursuit. I guess that like wraps it up. I don't know. Everyone can interpret it on their own, but I'll tell you what I mean by that, and that is just to enjoy the moment that is here and that is now, and to learn from it. I know it's the most generic, basic bullshit advice there is, but that's honestly all we could do. You know, you can't turn the clock back, and you don't want to miss the things that are in front of you right now. I'll tell you a quick story. So I spent about a decade in an apartment that I used to live in. Now these are like crucial years of like me, really young, like 9 years old, growing up all the way to be 18 pretty much. So like my entire childhood I spent in this apartment. And it's crazy because that apartment has gone through so much renovating, in the sense of moving furniture, buying new furniture, people coming and going, and just growth overall. And I was dropping something off to one of my uncles around the area, and I couldn't help but just drive around. There was the same pothole that's been there for over a decade, and it's gotten worse actually. And then when I got to the back lot, I kind of just paused and stared at the window, and it reminded me of 2020 when we were all stuck inside, and how the only time I was allowed to go outside was to throw out the trash. And I would take my sweet time throwing out the trash. If I had 2 trips, even better. I would take my sweet time looking up at the night sky, throwing the trash out, looking back at the window, looking back up at the night sky, and then walking back. And I used to think to myself, man, I can't wait to go out there. Man, I can't wait to go out there. And here I am, 6 years later, with a completely different body, completely different mindset, staring at the same window. And then I look back up at the night sky, and I looked at the trash cans, and I looked back at the window.
After spending a decade at that apartment, and 6 years later looking back at it, it helped me realize that time is moving really fast, and at this age, it's moving even faster. So why not just enjoy the ride?
Let's dance in style, let's dance for a while. Heaven can wait, we're only watching the skies. Hoping for the best, but expecting the worst. Are you gonna drop the bomb or not? Let us die young or let us live forever. We don't have the power, but we never say never. Sitting in a sandpit, life is a short trip. The music's for the sad man. Can you imagine when this race is won? Turn our golden faces into the sun. Praising our leaders, we're getting in tune. The music's played by the